Look at the launch! Guys, today is going to be a very exciting day. We have 4 very different cars here, and today we're at KL-based runway and we'll be competing in a drag race to see which car reaches the finish line first all the way up to the end. It's going to be super exciting. I can't wait for you guys to watch it. What's really cool is that we have 3 of the famous automotive YouTubers slash media or influencer here. You have Nazz Abdullah from Nazz & Co, a famous YouTuber. Then you have Jaden from Auto123, and you have Miss Sharina, who's a famous influencer on Instagram. And you have me, I'm probably the least famous one here, oh no. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I won't finish last. Okay, just before we race, let's take a look at the cars that are competing here today. So firstly, we have this right here. So this is the BYD Seal AWD Performance. Now this car has a 530 horsepower and 670 Newton meters of torque. It has dual motor, one on the front and one on the back, making it all-wheel drive. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, and this car just takes 3.8 seconds, which is ridiculous. Okay, then moving on right here. Next, you have this. So this is the Volkswagen Golf R Mark 7.5. Now this one normally produces 290 horsepower and 380 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 in this car is 5.1 seconds, but this car is actually stage 2 tuned to 350 horsepower and 550 Newton meters of torque now. And this car 0 to 100 is now under 4 seconds as well. So it's going to be very competitive to see this car win or this car is going to win, because both cars under 4 seconds. Alright, and then moving on, you have this right here. So this is the Nissan GTR, aka the Godzilla or the supercar killer. So this car is used to known for winning drag races every time in the past. So it's very nice to have this car here to see whether this car can beat the other 2 cars. So yeah, it's going to be very exciting because both are also, in terms of the stats and performance, are very similar. Right, and this car looks very stunning in blue. So obviously this car is powered by a 3.8 litre twin turbocharged V6, produces 572 horsepower and 633 Newton meters of torque. And this car 0 to 100 is under 3 seconds, just 2.9 seconds. Alright, and then moving on, this is the last car right here. This is the Mercedes CLA 45 AMG, and this one is stage 3 tuned. Okay, so this car produces 420 horsepower and also 600 Newton meters of torque. It's crazy. 0 to 100 is also under 4 seconds. So which car do you think is going to win among all the cars here? It's going to be very exciting. Alright, now we are done. Let's race. Okay, so now I'm currently inside the Volkswagen Golf Mark 7.5 R, and this one is stage 2 tuned. A lot of things has been changed. The modification list goes on, and now the power has been bumped up all the way to 360 horsepower and 550 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 in this car is under 4 seconds. So the BYD Seal is 3.8 seconds. So they're both very similar, very competitive. So it's interesting to find out which car actually goes ahead first. Alright, so yeah, now let me talk to Nazz. So Nazz, tell me about your car.
Okay bro, this is a BYD Seal Performance all-wheel drive dual motor. It has a 82 kilowatt hour battery and 530 horsepower and 670 Newton meters of torque. Okay, so more horsepower and more torque, but your car, how heavy is it? That's the question. This car have weight around 2.2 tons.
Now that's very heavy. Mine is just under 1,500, so there's around 700 kg difference.
700 kg more, 700 kilogram more, guys. So we're gonna see whether this BYD Seal can fight with Golf R.
Okay, but just before we race, let's do a sound check.
Show off, show off. This one, very silent one. Creak, creak, creak. I got no sound, bro. This is electric. Don't ask the silly question, lah.
Okay, fair enough. Now let's race and see who wins.
Okay, let's go, bro.
So now you're on drive. Put to sport. Hold the traction control for 3 seconds. Turn off. Alright, stability control off. Okay, now let's launch. Foot on the pedal. Get ready to do launch control. Woo! Look at the launch! Damn, son! So I drove the Golf R just now and I lost against the BYD Seal. So now is the part 2 against the Godzilla, aka the supercar killer. So that car, right, 0 to 100 is just under 2.9 seconds. So theoretically, right, this car is faster than this because it's on 3.8 seconds. But let's see how it goes, see which one, because sometimes it comes down to response time. Alright, now have a watch to see how it goes. Not bad, wow. I saw the battle against the Nissan GTR R35 just now. Obviously the GTR won, it beat the BYD Seal, but I was surprised that the result was actually very close. They are actually very close to each other. This car is so much cheaper than the Godzilla, and still you can see they are so close to each other. Wow, I'm surprised. And now take a look at this. So now it's against the Seal AWD Stage 3. So the Seal AWD had a better launch, but at the end, BYD Seal still catch up. It was so close. Okay, now you can see BYD is now against that car right there. So that one just arrived. So that's the Mercedes AMG GTS. Obviously, it's converted to a GTR form, but that car, 4-litre twin turbocharged V8. Yeah, I'm super curious to see. Obviously, I will assume that this car is going to win, but by how much? That's the interesting thing to find out. Okay, so now let's enjoy the race and see who wins. So as you can see, the race between the BYD Seal and the AMG GTS, right, is very unexpected. The GTS literally lost to the BYD Seal. Why? Because there are actually a few things. Normally you expect a supercar like this to win, but this is just ideal scenario. Because for this, right, this one is a rear-wheel drive, that one is an all-wheel drive, so that one can gain traction very easily, very effortlessly. You just press, it just goes. This one, every time you press, it slips, it slides left and right, You have to gain back momentum and control. Yeah, that is why the BYD Seal is so easy to drive. You can drive it normally, you want to push it hard, it's easy. Okay, but cars like this, you really need to be in the ideal scenario. Good tires, the road also need to be good, the driver also need to be very good and all. Okay, so yeah, these things, it's times like this that you get to see that it's not about the numbers and powers that justify which car goes 0 to 100 fastest. Okay, there are a lot of things to consider. Alright, so yeah, it's very nice to see the result. The differences between these two is really surprising. And that comes to the end of our drag race session. One thing about drag race, right, is you are actually very unexpected with the results that you get. Alright, so for example, you can see now all the cars here are lined up perfectly. One thing I'm really shocked and surprised is this car right here, the BYD Seal. This car only cost 200,000, right? It actually beat this car $1 million because this car is rear-wheel drive, right? The traction is very hard to control. This one is very effortlessly. It's all-wheel drive. You just press, it just goes. And one thing that really surprised me, right, is this car, every time you launch, it only reduced by 1%, which is crazy to think of. Okay, it doesn't use much power. Okay, then if you take a look at this right here, this is a Nissan GTR, the Godzilla. So this one basically normally win for almost all drag races, and still obviously it beat the BYD Seal, but still I'm surprised that it is very close call. Alright, this car and that car is very close. I would expect it to be very far ahead because this car is so powerful, 0 to 100 in just 2.9 seconds. But still, this one managed to keep up from the start until towards the end only it lose. Alright, and then for the back there, the Golf R. So the Golf R and also the Seal AWD at the launch, right, it went ahead, but later on the BYD just catch up. Okay, so this car this car also is very practical, deliverable. Alright, I'd like to give a huge shout out to everyone here, the organizers here, to plan all of this, because to pull off something like this here, right, is really hard. The logistics of getting the people, the logistics of getting the cars here, and also to have access to this place all together at once, right, is not an easy thing to do. So thank you then for that, and thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I do. And with that said, I shall catch you guys next time. Ciao.